Hello and welcome to The Big Picture, where our big focus remains on Bihar. Nitish Kumar took oath as Bihar Chief Minister for the 6th time on Thursday morning, 14 hours after he resigned from the position, ending his 2-year-old alliance with Lalu Yadav and the Congress. He is back with the BJP, whose Sushil Modi was also sworn in, getting back his old post of Deputy Chief Minister. Other new ministers will take oath after Nitish Kumar wins a trust vote to be held tomorrow. What are the implications now of an NDA government in Bihar? To discuss that, we have in studio an esteemed panel. We have senior journalist Ashok Tandon with us, political editor of Hindustan Times, Vinod Sharma, political analyst Professor Subrata Mukherjee, and Professor Apoorvanand from Delhi University. Vinod, if I could start with you. Nitish, of course, now an anti-corruption hero, as he's been called. But nonetheless, apart from that, what he has gained from this? Because it's a big risk that he's taken. Calculated, smart leader like him, what made him make this move?
You know, in my very personal view, I have tremendous regard for Nitish Kumar. I have known him for many, many years. And there have been occasions when I have rated him as one of the best finished products of the social justice movement. That was my way of complimenting him. But I think that at the juncture that he resigned, Mr. Nitish Kumar didn't have a choice that he made, in my view. His fight against corruption is very well recognized and accepted and appreciated. But then his return to the BJP and his reinstallation as the Chief Minister has diluted the stature that he had acquired for an hour and a half when he demitted office on the issue of corruption. Had he sustained that position rather than joining the BJP, then it could have been at the expense of being accused of deploying hyperbole. I would say it would have been a JP movement, which he has missed. At the same time, I'd say that Tejasvi Yadav, who's a young politician, had he proactively offered his resignation to save the alliance and to save Nitish Kumar from embarrassment, he too would have burnished his future as a politician. Because there is an argument that goes in his favor. One wonder whether it will be tenable in a court of law or not. That when that there are certain properties that in which he was named or he found a mention, he was not an adult. You know, he was that was something which was done on his behalf by his parents. So at the end of it, I think Mr. Nitish Kumar, you know, in some of the discussions yesterday, last night, I said that he at one point, you know, towered above the rest of his peers. And in another moment, he was a midget, almost in the manner of Mr. George Fernandez, when he so spiritedly defended Mukherjee Desai and joined Charan Singh's government the next morning. So in politics, movements have to be seized. Mr. Nitish Kumar has seized a movement in his wisdom, but I think that he has invested way more than what he has got.
Okay. Mr. Tandon, pre-2013 and now, you know, the BJP-JDU alliance, do you see any difference in the dynamics now and how, you know, further on the government is going to function?
See, no doubt that Nitish is a product of the socialist movement and Karpuri Thakur and Ram Manohar Lohia. But the fact remains that in the caste-ridden Bihar politics, Nitish Kumar is a Kurmi, and his base, his vote bank is only marginal. And that was one of the reasons that, and Nitish has been very ambitious from the beginning. And to come up in Bihar politics, he joined hands with the BJP. And that arrangement worked very well. Especially when they contested the election together, Nitish could ensure transfer of his votes for the BJP candidates, including a large chunk of the minority votes which was supposed to be supporting Nitish, but got transferred into the BJP seats, and that's why in that election BJP got a large number of seats and the alliance remained intact. But with the emergence of Narendra Modi, somehow Nitish had a feeling that he should have been a next NDA probable, or perhaps the combined non-BJP or plus the NDA. in the aftermath of the 2009 elections. And somehow he could not reconcile to the emergence of Narendra Modi, and he took on BJP when the BJP national executive was meeting in Patna, and everything became open that Nitish is now is challenging Narendra Modi's leadership. And after the 2014 results, when Narendra Modi emerged as a very strong leader at the national level, Nitish showed his strength in Bihar.
Yes.
And he joined hands with Lalu and proved that he is the leader of Bihar politics, although he got less number of seats than Lalu Prasad Yadav's RJD. And then somehow, and I think I said it in this very platform, that right from the beginning, Nitish was feeling uncomfortable in the company of Lalu Yadav for obvious reasons.
Yes.
One reason apparently was that Lalu was calling the shots in Bihar government,
Yes.
and whatever negative impact it was having was reflecting on the image of Nitish Kumar. So the tension started from there, and it got triggered into Tejasvi Yadav's corruption allegation. But the fact remains, BJP in Bihar also was not feeling very comfortable being in the opposition, and somehow there was apparently some dialogue going on behind the scene. Now I think a situation has come when Nitish has reconciled to the All India leadership of Narendra Modi, and the BJP has reconciled to the Bihar leadership under Nitish Kumar, and that seems to be some kind of an agreement or a truce between the two, and the clock has gone full circle where they started from.
All right.
So in the coming elections also, I have a feeling this arrangement, which has fought at least one election together, was very successful. So maybe both sides have now realized that moving together in Bihar would be advantageous to both sides.
Both sides. It's definitely the eye has been on 2019. Whatever moves we are seeing, obviously leading up to that. Mr. Mukherjee, Professor Mukherjee, talking about that, does it seem like 2019 as well, Nitish will still remain a big player, with the BJP as well in Bihar? Do you think so?
Well, best of time for Nitish, worst of the time for Lalu. You see, politics is the game of the possible, and the second important point is issues become political at a particular time and place. Now, you really look to the issues and the autonomy that Nitish enjoyed, which at one time Mayawati had, but she has lost it. In the entire North India, there is no second figure like Nitish, and he used it. You see, look to the important point that comes out, that the narrative of politics in India has totally changed. Now, secularism remains an important point, but secularism not with corruption, but minus corruption. Now, the important point to realize is that, of course, I like to also to point out that the governor was in a hurry. Actually, Nitish should have been declared a caretaker chief minister, and looking to the reality and the precedence of Bommai case. But whatever it may be, I think the advantage remains with Nitish, because the BJP also knows that in the context of Bihar, that Nitish is a formidable player. That's the most important point, which probably no other NDA partner really enjoys. And in that context, I think it's a master stroke of Nitish, and this is a reminder to all the old-time politicians that the kind of politics that they played is going to be over. It is a very different kind of electorate. The total identity politics that really propelled people like Lalu is coming to an end. And so you will have to have a different narrative, and the people like Nitish will rule.
All right. Professor Apoorvanand, do you think so? Because if you look at how 2014 was in Bihar, and then right after that 2015, you see that huge victory of Nitish with Lalu, of course. The mandate of the people was clearly very different from 2014. And now that they see a Nitish again aligning himself to a BJP, who he called all sorts of things, but that we won't get into, because in politics you call all sorts of things to all kinds of people and then you get back. So that's okay. Not okay, but that's the way life is. But nonetheless, do you think now, further on, 2019, that's the kind of mandate that Nitish can perhaps garner again?
We don't know, because in politics things can change overnight, as they have in the last 24 hours. But we are talking about Nitish, and he's now being called as a man who has done a master stroke. But I see this as a victory of the strategist from BJP. It was a very well written script, and the swiftness with which the BJP parliamentary board moved, and the way they went to the governor offering their support leaves us in no doubt that it was all pre-decided. Every move was designed well before, and most probably in Delhi. So more than Nitish is a victory of BJP, because BJP didn't want, as Ashok ji rightly said, to leave Bihar alone. So they wanted Bihar in their kitty, and not by going to elections again. Because if we look at the caste equation in Bihar, it still remains strongly in favor of Lalu Prasad Yadav. And Nitish Kumar is one politician who doesn't have a base of his own. So he has to find a party or a strong leadership which would have a strong social base, and then he piggy rides in that. And he always succeeds in doing that. Secondly, we have to understand, looking at Nitish Kumar, that there is a word, amoral. So Nitish Kumar doesn't know morality at all in politics. This word morality is unknown to him. All that he desires and seeks is power. If we go back to 2013, and he talked about it, he wanted to be declared as the head of NDA. He was not. And he was peeved. 2014, he was blown to pieces in Bihar, and he had to come back. So there was no way, no option but to go to Rashtriya Janata Dal and Congress party. And this is back to power. Now, Nitish Kumar, how would he answer this question that this mandate was for Mahagathbandhan and not for Nitish Kumar, because Mahagathbandhan had gone to polls asking people's mandate. Now, Nitish Kumar breaks away from this Mahagathbandhan, tenders resignation, again performs an act of sacrifice, which he has done, I think, thrice or 4 times in last years, and reassumes the position of chief ministership. So it's very interesting, and one will have to wait to see how people of Bihar respond to him. That is not to say that Lalu Prasad Yadav is above board and Tejasvi Yadav should not have resigned. He should have. But Nitish Kumar, who till yesterday, what was his slogan? And still his official Twitter handle says it, Sangh Mukt Bharat or Nasha Mukt Samaj. Now from Sangh Mukt Bharat, he has moved to Sangh Yukt Bihar. So he will have to find logic for that.
Mr. Tandon, you wanted to make a point?
No, from the point of view of the 2019 election, or rather 2020 assembly election in Bihar, it appears to be a win-win situation for both of them. Otherwise, in politics, you won't bargain like that. Now, win-win situation first is from the point of view of BJP and Narendra Modi, that in the 2019 Lok Sabha election, they will get a good chunk of Lok Sabha seats, because right now it's only the BJP seats. But now with the JDU kitty also joining the NDA, their tally in Bihar would be very, very impressive. And if they fight together, there is no reason that they will not get a good number of seats. So from that point of view, the BJP and Narendra Modi has ensured that Bihar, a vast majority of the Lok Sabha seats from Bihar would be in the NDA kitty from the point of view 2019.
No, but this is where I came to earlier about the dynamics of how they are, at this point of time, JDU and BJP. Because even with Lalu, he found, being a chief minister was constrictive. He wasn't getting a free hand because Lalu, the RJD, was openly quite vocal about certain issues. They were, of course, running certain policies their own way, and that was, of course, making him uncomfortable, and that was very evident. Even now with the BJP, do you feel that he will still have that same restrictions on him?
I doubt, because if you look at the NDA experiment in Bihar and the earlier regime, both Nitish and Sushil Modi were having a very good equation. And let's not forget that Nitish Kumar has got a very good equation with some of the central BJP leaders as well. So this arrangement was working perfectly well. And see, at least from the point of view of the allegations of corruption against the RJD leader, he would be in a better position as far as the company of the BJP is concerned. But what I was trying to say is that in the 2019 Bihar election, Nitish has ensured that he will continue to be the chief minister. So therefore, while supporting the NDA from the point of view of 2019, he has also ensured that the BJP-JDU alliance will continue and he will continue to be the chief minister. So one thing which apparently Nitish has sacrificed now is that his ambition of becoming a prime minister. Now he has perhaps reconciled that there is no use harboring such ambitions either from the point of view of NDA or Mahagathbandhan, because certain things on the wall are very clear and he has perhaps no chance. So therefore it is better to retreat, continue to be the chief minister of Bihar right now till 2019 and perhaps beyond 2019 as well. So I think he has played a clever game. He has secured his political position in Bihar, although he has also assured support to Narendra Modi for the 2018 election.
Tandon is being very generous with his analysis of the and his forecast. If Mr. Nitish Kumar was so good at reading the future, he wouldn't have set up an alliance with Lalu Yadav in the first place. And this is a different environment in which he becomes the chief minister again. It is not the BJP of Mr. Atal Bihari Vajpayee and LK Advani he was so fond of. And because it ceased to be a BJP of these two leaders, that he had quit the BJP, I mean, in the sense he had de-linked with from the BJP.
Yes.
And we'll have to see, we'll have to wait and watch as to how comfortable is he as chief minister with the central dispensation being run by the Honorable Prime Minister of the day. And there being no democratic liberal of the RSS variety like Mr. Atal Bihari Vajpayee as Prime Minister. That's the big question that haunts me. Another thing that haunts me as a student of the Indian political scene is that Mr. Nitish Kumar, if he had envisioned himself just for a role in Bihar, then why was he talking so tall?
Yes.
And why was he talking so tall? Why has his self-image suddenly fallen so low? Why has he denied, as a responsible leader of the opposition until yesterday, a choice in democracy to the people?
Yeah.
These are the big questions.
Yes.
And he has learnt his politics at the feet of some of very great people. Vijay Prakash Narayan, he's been inspired by Ram Manohar Lohia and a whole lot of other leaders of the socialist bloc. Mr. Nitish Kumar was expected. If Mr. Nitish Kumar has just demitted office and done his politics in Bihar and the rest of India in that capacity as ex-chief minister of Bihar who quit on the issue of corruption, he would have sooner than later, regardless of the trappings of power which some people think are imperative for becoming a national leader, he would have acquired an image that would have been very formidable and that would have been a good augury for Indian democracy, because no democracy which doesn't have options has a bright future.
Absolutely. Professor Mukherjee, yes, we understand secularism as, as a kind of a virtue that that is seen in politics. That seems to have taken a backseat. Corruption, being anti-corruption, is now the key word, really. But as far as Nitish is concerned, he has always been seen as someone who has stood up for secularism. Be it in 2002, he was very vocal about it. Be it in 2015, even the Dadri lynching case, he directly tweeted Narendra Modi, outing him, saying, why are you silent on this particular issue? And it's no surprise that the incidents, of course, have increased. The silence still remains on various issues. How is Nitish going to do that on a personal level, and even his politics for that matter? How is he going to balance that?
Well, Vinod wanted to see that Nitish commits harakiri, which no politician does. I think this ambition point that is being raised, I think is grossly overplayed, because both the UPA and the NDA, I think it is quite certain that the top position will go to the major parties, and JDU was not a major party, it was a fringe element. So, I think Nitish knows the important point that democracy is a game of numbers. Now, all these points that you have raised are important points, but the question is that how do you deal with it and tackle with it? You resign and start a JP movement. Don't forget that Sushil Modi is also a product of the JP movement, and there is a larger convergence of the socialists in different factions, and nothing like a Congress system, but even George Fernandez that Vinod referred to was a part of the NDA. So, the stereotyping of socialists will be with the UPA and the NDA was broken long time ago. And so, let us concentrate on Bihar itself, and there the track record of Nitish was quite good, and Nitish really proclaimed the other day that during my role there was rule, but there was no single communal riot. That I think we should credit Nitish. He is an able administrator, and BJP also needs partners. So, it is not a zero-sum game that we often make it out. You see, politics is a difficult game, and there politics is to be accommodative, and also the image of BJP has undergone change, and I am very sure that in the coming years it will change further. So, let us not go by a static formula. Let us not go by the politics of yesteryears. For instance, I think Rahul today again continued the politics of yesteryears, because he was himself responsible for tearing that ordinance. That would have given some extra life to Lalu. So, you have to have certain kind of principled politics, and in the context of a much more literate electorate, much more vocal electorate, I think you have to satisfy them rather than really cliches that has dominated Indian politics for a very long time.
Apoorvanand ji, what do you feel?
It's very interesting that in India, there is something in our mass psychology that we respect murderers, but corruption really takes our goat. So, murderers create an awe in us. We bow before them, and we cry very hoarse when the issue of corruption is raised. One second, we must not forget that Nitish Kumar did want to be head of NDA in 2013. Let's not forget that in 2010 he had withdrawn the invitation for dinner to the members of BJP executive in Patna. Let's not forget that. And that was because Narendra Modi had put up posters in Bihar and Patna where both of them were seen as holding hats aloft. And Nitish Kumar was furious because he wanted to save his minority vote base.
Yes.
So, let's not forget that. And that's what I am saying, that whatever Nitish has done, and he is taking credit for not allowing communal violence in Bihar. In last 1 year or 2 years, more than 24 cases of majoritarian violence have taken place in Bihar. Communal temperature is rising, and the affiliates of RSS are on the offensive. This is the moment when minorities living in Bihar, especially Muslims, are feeling very, very threatened. And this is the moment when Nitish Kumar chose to part ways with his own words, secular alliance, and move to, in his own words, he said, and he told, he said this before us, he said that the most dangerous political element for India is the Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh. Now, I am recalling his words. This is first hand.
All right. But like we say in politics, things keep changing definitely. But Vinodji, one last question. Will Bihar finally get that 1.25 lakh crore that was promised by Modi, and is that the way forward now if we see as far as the government?
You know, there is one thing common between the Chinese and our Prime Minister. He has a long memory. Let's not forget. And he remembers things. He remembers the description of him by other people. And insofar as my friend, the professor's argument is concerned, what I have commented upon is not an image I have conjured up of Mr. Nitish Kumar. It was Mr. Nitish Kumar's own self-image.
Absolutely.
Until yesterday, till before he demitted office. So, if politics has to be totally bereft of principles and ideology, then we might as well not call it a service to the people. Let's call it service to self. And if it is service to self, Mr. Nitish Kumar is on the right track. Best of luck to him.
All right, we'll have to close it there, gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining me here on the debate. That's all we have time for on The Big Picture. Thank you for joining us.